Oh yeah, they're gonna beat the Bucks.
Oh, steamroll.
Wow.
Steamroll.
Listen, I got my.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, here it is. What don't I
think
understand?
you understand.
Tell me.
I don't think you. So here's the thing. When it comes to Celtics, right? Here's what I got to tell you. They have over 3 or 4 people that always put up over 15 points. That's very hard to do, okay? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Raw Sports Debate brought to you by Leslie and Michael Steven. Today we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, currently what's going on. Right now, the Western Conference, we can see the Suns and the Pelicans are even 1-1. On the east side, we have the Hawks and Miami as well. Hawks are down 2-0. Warriors are up currently 2-0 with the game ongoing right now. 76ers are also up 3-0 against the Raptors. We have Memphis up against Pelicans. Timberwolves 2-1 right now. And now the Bulls are tied with the Bucks, Jazz, Mavericks. The Jazz are actually down 2-1 after tonight, which is shocking, So let's start with the finalists, and then the defending champions. We'll get to them soon. So let's start with the Suns. They're currently 1-1 against the Pelicans. How are you feeling about that? How do you think this series is going to end out with, currently Devin Booker's injury status, to update everybody. He's currently out for 2 to 3 weeks. So, depending on how far the Suns will go, he might miss some time as well.
Suns will be fine.
Suns in what, 5, 6, 7? What is it?
I'll go with 6.
Suns in 6.
Suns in 6. Out. Now, yeah, so... first game, it looked like they were blowing them out of the water. And then, Chris Paul had to put up 19 points in the fourth quarter and kind of just put the game away. And then game 2, Booker had 31 in the first half and things were great. And then he popped his hammy and the rest of the team just did not have a good defensive game. Now, that's not going to happen again. They're going to go in there on Friday. That's tomorrow. And they're just going to, Paul's going to get everybody involved from the jump. He's probably going to end up with like 22 points, 18 assists, something like that. And they're going to have their best defensive game, and they're just going to smother them. Aiton's going to step up. And then, so I think they're going to win in game 3, and then game 4 will be close, and I think they pull it out. And then I think they eventually win it in 6. So that's how I see it going. But the Pelicans are good, man. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, they play hard. They're well coached. Very impressive.
Yeah. Currently, I think the series, this is going to be one of the most interesting ones. Besides, the Bulls one, with Chris Middleton down. But let's stay on Suns. I think this is going to be an interesting one. I think I could see the Pelicans at least stealing one more game, right now with, Devin Booker being down, this is their chance. I think they should try to steal 2, but that'll be tough. They're now going back to New Orleans. So I think they should find a way to, fire up all cylinders and, steal 1. The next game. It's a steal. Every game they win now is a steal, how you look at it. And then maybe the Suns can come on a historic run down 3-1 and just, take it home by game 7. I think that'll be something very fun for everybody to watch as well. But, like I said, with Devin Booker, it's not going to be a tough, discussion, if Booker is around. But now without Booker, it makes it very interesting, But during the regular season, the Suns have already proven and shown that they can win without Paul or Booker. They have the best team on roster in the NBA. So I don't doubt that they can still, win the next 2 games without Booker.
Aiton's got to step up. He wants that max contract. He's got to put up some 30 and 10s, bro.
This is the time. I think the 10 is not a problem. It's the 30,
He didn't get 10 last game.
Yeah, which is a problem. Valanciunas is giving him, a lot of work down low. So they're gonna figure it out. I personally think they're gonna figure it out next game. Coming a little stronger. Because the Suns, as their NBA record shows, they don't lose 2 games in a row. They don't lose. They don't go on any kind of losing streak. They never did this past season. So it's something that I think they're still gonna keep up, and then maintain that good form of theirs. But let's jump into the East. So now Miami, up 2-0. Now the game going back to Atlanta. How's that game looking to you? What do you think the outcome is going to be?
Heat in 5.
Heat in 5.
I think Atlanta takes one. I respect Trae Young and that squad there, but Miami's got a bunch of veterans, a lot of hard-nosed players. Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler's playing better now. Bam, PJ, got a great coach. I like the Heat, man. Heat in 5 is what I'm going with.
Okay, I personally, as much as I want to agree with you, it's hard for me to disagree and agree with you in the sense that I'm not scared of the Heat. Like the Heat don't look scary. No, not at all. The Heat don't look scary at all. But, they're very grimy and chippy, with the kind of players that they got, So I think they're going to find a way to just steamroll over these guys. I think this is going to be a breeze. They're going to walk through with them with Atlanta. And also because, Clint Capella not being around, that makes it, a little bit more even for the Heat because, they don't have like the biggest centers or power forwards right now,
Did you see how he got hurt?
Yeah, I saw how he got hurt. He was trying to foul somebody, and then
it was like instant karma.
Instant karma.
That he brought it up.
Like
he
did.
Didn't deserve to get hurt like that, but like he flagrant fouled a guy, and the guy ran into his knee.
Ran into his own knee. Yeah. That was unfortunate. The guy could have gotten hurt. I didn't like that play myself personally, so I don't think that was necessary. But this is sports. That's quite an unfortunate injury, and we all have to deal with it. But
I like Capella.
I think, I do like Capella too. Very humble guy. But I think they're gonna come in hot. The Hawks got to figure something out. Trae Young plays amazing, in Atlanta. So I think if they find a way to win one more game and they even the series, that game might go to game 7, and at game 7, I think it can go either way. If the Heat don't close it out in about 5 and it goes to 6, I could see game 7 happening. So I don't think this is going to be an easy task for the Heat, being the best team and playing the considerably, considered as the number 8 seed. I think they have a tougher matchup than the Suns do, even without Booker, So I think this will be a little bit tougher matchup for the Heat. But I think they'll find a way. But like I said, if they don't close it out in 5 or 6, it's going to game 7. And Ice Trae, it could go anywhere. I think Trae Young owns a couple of teams in the NBA now. He owns the Knicks. He might be looking to add another one to his resume. Okay.
Well, we're just talking about playoff teams here. We ain't talking about the Knicks.
Yeah, Mike, they're gonna hate you for this one for sure. All right. Now the 70, it is that real. It is that real. And now also Grizzlies also looking good right now after today's win. They're back up. Now they're up 2-1 against the Timberwolves again. So how does that look to you?
They scared me with that game 1 loss, but I knew they'd pull it together. I predicted Grizzlies in 5 or 6, so I'll just go with Grizzlies in 6 still. Obviously John Morant, but the rest of them guys are excellent as well. They played well without him this year. I forget their exact record, but they were able to hold down a fort when he was out. He's the driving force, but they have a wide collection of talent there. So I think they're going to take it in 6. What about you?
I could see that happening personally because especially after tonight's game, the first game, they looked a little kind of sluggish here and there, the whole team. But game 2, they tightened up, and then game 3 in Minnesota, they just went out and just to let them know that, hey, we're not number 2 for no reason. That wasn't a fluke. Desmond Baines is playing out of his mind right now. Aaron Brooks is amazing. Jared Jackson Jr., center that could hit a 3 ball like that, it stretches the floor for them. They're all young, very athletic. Some of these guys are still on their rookie contract. It seemed like that they're amazing to watch. And plus, they play great as it seemed, without Jam Moran at one point, they were 25-2, first team in the NBA to, play better without their, leading top scorer. I think their coach definitely deserves coach of the year just for that reason. But again, after tonight, they were down 24-1 on I think a 26-0 run to close out the game. Yeah. At one point it was 37-12 in the fourth quarter. Minnesota as a team had 12 points. What's his name? Memphis had 37 points as a team. So, you can tell right there, Minnesota started out hot, having the likes of Patrick Beverly. They're going to get the squad rolling, but you still need these kind of vets, Minnesota hasn't been there in a while, Carl Anthony Towns is young, D'Angelo Russell, young as well, and then Anthony Edwards is young, but I think they'll be back, but I think Memphis in 6 for sure, if not 5. I think that first game was, hey, get a little bit of taste and, come back next year stronger, so I think definitely Memphis in 5 or 6, they closing it out quick, all right? And now one more on the east side, 76ers versus the Raptors right now. It's looking, like a little sweep, but we're not going to talk about a sweep till it happens, okay? With my luck, the Sixers might choke the next 3, 4. I don't even want to know. But anyway, the Sixers are up 3-0 right now against the Raptors. How you see that going?
Yeah, going in, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a 6 or 7 game series that kind of hinged on – injuries. I was thinking Raptors, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Embiid this is just his year to dominate. He's not going to let them lose in the first round, as that spectacular game ender in Game 3 showed. So I said they're going to win it in 5. I think the Raptors get a game. A lot of those guys are champions. They know how to stand tall. But I think the Sixers take it in 5, maybe 6. Yeah, that's how I see it. There's just too much firepower on that team, especially with the way, what's his name, Maxey?
Tyrese Maxey, yeah.
Maxey, man. Yeah, he was balling. If Harden, say what you will about James Harden, he's slowing down a little bit. He's still a phenomenal passer. Got a great beard. He almost moves without the ball a little bit now. It's good. He's going to set Maxey up. So as long as they have a symphony going there, and Joel is just unstoppable, man. Yeah, I think they're definitely going to take care of business soon.
Absolutely. With that, I can agree on. I want to call a sweep, I want to call a sweep bad, but I think, like you said, Raptors, got a lot of pride. But I think this is the year that, Philadelphia gets some kind of revenge. So I think I'm calling a sweep on this one,
all
okay?
Right.
I think Joel Embiid just comes in and just, gets the job done. I think this might be the first game that we see James Harden going off, because the Philly fans expect this from him, okay? It's not looking like he's the second. To me personally, he's looking like the third best player right now, okay, on the Sixers. So I think this might be the game that he does a little bit of something, helps Joel Embiid out. We know he's the MVP, but I think this is the game. I know you probably forgot that we do have James Harden, but yeah, we do got him.
I didn't forget. I know very well. Hey, listen, has Mr. Rivers, Coach Rivers, when was the last time he swept a team in the playoffs?
Not that I can think of, but it might be his first. Embiid might help him. I don't even know if it's happened, but I think it has.
Yo, if he can get a sweep, man, maybe it's his year. Maybe
this might be his year.
I don't know, man.
Maybe he might hear all that you're saying and come at you, It would be good for the Sixers organization.
I'm just getting started on him. All right, I got more stuff on him. He ain't heard half of it yet.
I'm sure he hasn't.
Much respect. I hope he hasn't. He's got more important things to do than listen to me. But hey, listen, all respect to him. That dude played 14 years in the NBA and has been coaching for 23. So Absolutely. Respect to him. But again, until I see one of his teams sweep another one, because I'm sure it's happened. It might have happened, but I just don't remember. So.
Wow. So I'm just getting the update. The Warriors are, just won the game. So the Warriors are now up 3-0 right now, okay?
I think they're going to win a series.
Denver Nuggets, yeah. So that's where we're going with that. Personally, I think with this, I'll take a lead on that. The Warriors being up 3-0. It's looking like, it's done here. I think Warriors in 5. Warriors in 5 for sure. Because I think next game, Jokic is going to come out and put on a show. He did put on a show tonight. He put up 37 points, 18 rebounds. But, of course, not enough, not enough power. So I think moving forward, he just got to hope Jamal Murray is healthier next season. It's all good, Jokic. You had a phenomenal year, runner-up on the MVP if I was going to vote. That's where I think, I hold both of them, Klay Thompson's 26, Steph 27, Jordan Poole 27. I think Jordan Poole, like I said, most improved player to me. He's playing amazing this year, out of his head. Warriors went down there, Denver to steal one more game. I think in 5. Denver get one more game next game. Let Warriors bring it back to San Fran, and then they call it rest time.
Makes sense. I'll give the Nuggets a game, but who knows? They might get swept like they did last year. Imagine that. Like Jokic is fantastic. He's one of the best players I've seen, honestly. But
yeah,
he doesn't have the firepower right now to go against these guys. And
yeah, Jamal Murray being hurt is, hurting them a lot. And also Otto Porter Jr., he's Kevin Porter Jr. Sorry. He'll be back. They'll be back next year. I think they'll be back next year. 3-0. I think, they get the job done in 5.
Speaking of the Warriors, we've gone this whole time. We haven't even brought up the Nets and Celtics.
Well, they're next, all right? The Nets and Celtics. Now it's looking 2-0.
That game 1 was a classic. What a great game that was.
Game 1 and game 2 both, to be honest with you, I think the Celtics are the best team in the league right now. They have the best defense. They could beat anybody, and if they can hold KD, like the way they are, whenever KD gets the ball, there's one ball handler, defender, on him. The moment he's going up, there's 2. The moment the shot is released, it's 3 people on him. They're playing him amazing. They're like, hey, we'll let Kyrie score, but, just contain Kevin Durant.
Listen, this series shows you like the one-on-one nature of the Nets versus the Celtics, like especially at the end of game 1. Kyrie is hit or miss. He gets 39, but then what did he score last night? A couple nights ago, 10? Like, I forget what he had, but he didn't score that many. Yeah. So he's sometimes Jekyll and Hyde. And, listen, KD's not going to shoot the way he did in games 1 and 2 all the time. But
yeah,
KD's one of the best players ever. Me and you, sometimes we compare him to Kobe. This is one of the things that the one flaw that I see in Kevin Durant is that I feel like he didn't hit the weight room enough. Like, he can get pushed out and off his spots, and you just can't shoot over everybody for your whole life when you're placing a great defensive team. And there's a reason he's shooting, 30% from the field right now in this series, because they can push him off his spots. Now he's gonna get hot. He's gonna take over. But like, this is one of the things about him where he did grind his way to the free throw line. Got a ton of free throws in game 2, but he needs to kind of just get to the rim more and be able to hit more shots. I mean, 4 made field goals is not going to cut it. Like, they just need more from him.
I do agree. KD needs to, attack the paint a little bit more. But Boston was the best defensive team in the league this year. Okay, Kyrie and KD, day after day, we all know you can't stop both of them. Kyrie had 39 in game 1. He had 10 game 2. KD had 27. But you're right. It doesn't.
They missed Harden.
And come again.
They missed Harden.
They do not miss James
They
Harden.
miss Harden.
Okay,
They miss them passing.
you need to cut that out. They do not miss James Harden. But this is what I will tell you. I think with the series being in the favor of the Celtics right now, 2-0, they need to try to find a way to steal another one. You know, because if the Brooklyn Nets win another game, the momentum is back. When it's tied, then we do have a series. You know, personally, I think this is going to be one of the best series this playoff, brackets throughout everything. But I
Celtics
do
in 6.
believe Celtics in 6. Okay, I take that. I think it goes to Game 7.
Wow. All right.
And if the Celtics win, it goes to either team. I think this is one of the series that goes to Game 7. Yeah. Going Game 7, either or. With this one, either or. Any team wins Game 7.
What's up with Middleton?
So
MCL?
With the MCL, he's out for at least 2 to 3 weeks as well too.
Wow.
Yeah. So now the Bulls tied the game. Now it's one piece each. How do you think that series is going to turn out?
Wow, Middleton's their second in command there. Especially toward the end of games, sometimes he gets real hot and closes it out. DeRozan just had 41, I believe. Yeah. DeRozan's really taking a step up this year. I think they're still going to get it done. He's a defending champs. I'm going to say Bucks in 6, 7. I'll go with 6, but maybe 7.
Bucks in 6. Wow, yeah. That's tough. I think even with Middleton out, they still get to find a way to take this home. Because personally, looking at it, Middleton is definitely the most skilled player offensively on that team. He's their closer, but you still have reigning MVP and Giannis. Former MVP, we should say, and Giannis. So he's going to find a way to get to the rim more next game, I think. And he's going to find a way to, I think personally take that one-on-one matchup against DeMar DeRozan. That's one thing that I'm not seeing more in Giannis that I'm a little bit disappointed. I think guys like LeBron, KD, when they were younger, Kobe playing the best player, they're always going to take that pride of, guarding them, on both ends. So I think Giannis should find a way to, being one of the best defensive players in the game, he should take the, call to action himself and just, lock up DeRozan next game.
What's the strategy behind that? Because I think I think the coach, I think the way I understand Budenholzer's plan is that he wants Giannis to be more of a help defender and be a team defender. That's the way I understand it? Because I have your mindset. Yeah. But they just won the title, so I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, here's the thing, sometimes when you're going up against guys like KD, DeRozan, whatever, they're doing a lot. So you're going to get into also foul troubles, So right. I think that's why they, trying to draw him away and then have him help. When Giannis is helping, I don't care who you are, that's a tall guy coming at you and you're not, aware of, there's going to be a block here and there, So I do respect that game plan. But me personally, I think, with my pride, if I'm playing basketball and I call myself the best player on my team, I'm gonna guard the best player on the other end, because I'll take it personal. But
Michael Jordan
is not the same. It's not the same now.
Some of these youngins, they like to criticize Michael Jordan because he was guarding Magic Johnson in the 1991 finals and he kept getting into foul trouble. So they put Scottie Pippen on Magic, and he didn't really lock him up, but he kind of stopped him and made him work really hard. So they try to use that against Jordan, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you think Magic could guard Jordan? No one could guard Jordan. You know what I mean? But it's just an example. It's like, hey, Jordan wanted to take on that challenge, but it just made sense. Like, nah, Jordan's got to score 30 points and get 10 assists a game. We'll put Pippen on Magic. That's Pippen's job. So yeah, that could be, that kind of mindset. I get it. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, I think maybe just in spurts, you just put them on at big moments. Like LeBron used to guard D-Rose and other guys in big spots. Maybe Giannis should do that. Just get on DeRozan when it really matters.
when it really matters. But
Yeah.
I don't think that will happen because if you remember last year's player same thing when they were playing the Brooklyn Nets. You would think after KD dropping 50, and then even the game that he dropped 50 game
Yeah.
next, Giannis would be on him. But I don't think that's how their game plan usually goes. So I think they're just gonna find a way to just let that sit and just play a team defense on him on DeRozan, and then because it's gonna work. I believe without Middleton, they're still gonna find a way to take it back. Yeah, I think Bucks and six or seven. I think it might go to 2-2 to start. I think I could see, Chicago having the momentum now, winning another one, because it's now going back to Chicago. And then Bucks finding their way back, in game four. And then I think it might go left and right until Bucks figure it out. But yeah, Bucks and 6.
All right. Now, what about
Sure.
the Luka-less Mavericks beating the Jazz 2-1? Bro, I can't even. I've been talking about this for a while now on the side. How does this happen to the Jazz? Do they have any perimeter defense?
So the Jazz are just, I was gonna say unlucky, but I don't know what is going on in Utah. Donovan Mitchell is gone for sure next year, especially if they get bounced out in the first round.
Gone on a defensive end.
Yeah, I mean that is true too. I think the one thing I'll say is Rudy Gobert, being a great defensive player, in the sense that he can block shots, he can grab rebounds, he can box out very well. Things like that do matter, but sometimes you need them to do more on the offensive side. Besides catching these alley-oop dunks, there's not really much that he can give you on the offensive side. So on offense, you're kind of like, if you're not using him as a screen, you're kind of like playing 4 against 5. They don't really have to worry about him besides when he's hovering around the rim. So that takes a lot from their offense as well. I could only imagine. It's easier for teams to, I think, contain them. And I think that's a problem. But what we're seeing is whatever the Mavericks system is working, because now it looks like every point guard from Luka to now Jalen Brunson is just killing everybody. Brunson, I think, had 41 last game, and this game I believe he had 31. I don't see how that game goes back into Jazz's hands. Momentum has shifted tremendously right now, and they still might. If I'm the coach, I think I might just even sit Luka one more game and see how it goes. One more game, see how it goes, and then now bring the nightmare. Bring Luka to close it out.
That just shows you how big of a team game it is. That was Luka's their guy, but they almost won game 1, and now they've won 2 straight. That's impressive work by Dallas's supporting staff and Jason Kidd. Got to give credit where it's due.
Absolutely.
All right, so now what are you picking? I'm picking Mavericks in 6, but I could see it going 7. But I'm going Mavericks in 6. That's my take, and not the momentum could always change back. I know the way these series are wild, but I don't know. I just feel Mavericks in 6.
2-1, Jazz could potentially steal the next game if they do sit Luka. If Luka is back next game, Mavs in 6. If Luka is out next game, Mavs in 7. Either or, Mavs is taking this one home. And then I think moving forward, it's gonna be a butter cake for both teams now. But yeah, I think right now the most in the personally, I think my favorite on the West side right now, both still looking like the Suns. Suns and Warriors are my favorite on the West right now. Sixers and Celtics, my favorite. So Sixers and Celtics or Nets. Whoever wins that Nets Celtics game is definitely going to the final of the Eastern Conference for sure.
Oh yeah, they're going to beat the Bucks.
Oh, steamroll.
Wow,
steamroll.
Listen. I got my.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, here it is. What don't I understand?
I don't think you understand.
Tell me.
I don't think you. So here's the thing.
Enlighten
When
me.
it comes to Celtics, right? Here's what I got to tell you. They have over 3 or 4 people that always put up over 15 points. That's very hard to do. Okay, Jalen Brown had 22. Jason Tatum had 19. Al Horford had 16. Thies had 15. Grant Williams had 17. That's how many people over 15 points? That's not easy to do. They have one of the best centers who's still out, as a defensive, Robin Williams. He's still out, and I think he should have been the defensive player of the year if he didn't get hurt. But, Marcus Smart still did his thing. They have the defensive player of the year. Jason Tatum is playing out of his head right now. Jalen Brown is, an animal. These guys are now figuring a way to play. The Kemba thing didn't work. The Kyrie thing, Dennis Schroeder. All these point guards couldn't work. They thought they needed a facilitator, but hey, Marcus Smart is just making it work. And Al Horford is a phenomenal power forward. They have a stacked team, and then coming off the bench, Derek White and Peyton Pritchard is amazing. Peyton Pritchard, he has no fear. Oregon boy, he has no fear. He is coming down to, ducks. Big ducks. He's coming in to, get a bucket on anybody. He was crossing up, Kyrie and everybody, So like that kid, he knows how to ball. But, Brooklyn Nets, we don't got to talk about a lot. It's just, who's there. The best player and, the best scorer in the league right now, Kevin Durant, But again, you have the GOAT going up against the Celtics, who are amazing, defensive team. Yeah, the GOAT right now, right now he's holding the crown. You know what I'm saying? He is the best player in the league. If we're
Giannis
talking.
don't like what you got to say.
I understand why Giannis doesn't like what I got to say. That's why I hope, Nets might get through against the Celtics. If not, Jason Tatum is going to show him that he's the next man up. Just like I predict, Josh Allen being the best player in the NFL in 3 years, 2025 MVP and face of NFL, Josh Allen. Same way I'm predicting that for Jason Tatum. He's up and coming. Okay. He's up and coming.
Yeah, he looked good. Yeah.
He's up and coming. Jason Tatum will be taking the crown from the likes of KD, Steph, and LeBron in 3 years to come. He will be running the league. You heard it here first. Raw Sports Debate.
So listen. So I wore this jersey for a reason, because Suns are going to win the title. I'm sticking to it. We got 15 games left. Listen, we got Chris Paul's due for a title. This is his year. If I'm wrong, I'll own it. But right now, this is his year. So now they're going to take care of business against his former...
I hope we're recording.
What's that?
I hope we're recording.
Of course we're recording.
I'll bring this back.
Oh, we're recording, my friend. We're recording. Hey, you can bring this back. I own it when I'm wrong. Okay? Now listen. He's facing his old team, New Orleans, right now. After that, he could face Luka Doncic, up-and-coming legend. He's going to go down as one of the best point guards ever. He's a combination of Larry Bird and Chris Paul, in my opinion. Chris Paul and the Suns are going to take care of them. And then he's going to face his chief rival, Steph Curry, and the Warriors, beat them in a nice 6 or 7 game set. And I don't know who he's going to beat in the East. It could be, I was thinking the Bucks, but maybe it's going to be Rivers and Harden in the finals. Wow, that would be something, right? That would be amazing. Remember, he beat the Clippers last year to make the finals. But listen, I don't care who the Suns face. They're winning the finals. All right? Prediction made. But I will say...
Suns winning it.
Suns over the Bucks. I'm still sticking with it. But I'm not so sure about the Bucks anymore. Like, I'm a little nervous about the Bucks because the Celtics are amazing. The Nets still aren't out of it. And there's something about the Sixers. Like, I just feel like them losing to the Suns would make a lot of poetic justice. But maybe I just want to see that,
I think truly, deeply, that's what would make your day. I think that would
Hey, I saw one game, one game, and Paul was giving Rivers looks, laughing at, giving Harden the looks. Harden was falling down on pick and rolls. It was fantastic. I personally had a great time, but
it's a bad matchup for the Sixers. But
it's a very bad matchup for the Sixers.
But I think, the winner of this NBA finals will be coming from the East for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it'll be from the East. I'm not sure who I should say, but anybody. The East is up and coming now. Trae Young, the Hawks. They're one other superstar away from being a legitimate top 4 to 5 each year.
You can't get your words out because you're saying ridiculous things like the East is going to win. All right. Hey, listen,
but it's real.
I'm worried about the Warriors. All right. The Warriors look solid right now. I'm trying not to overreact, but they're a well-oiled machine. They play on both ends. Like you said, Jordan Poole played well against the Suns this year. Listen,
I think that's a great matchup. But after today, I honestly think the Memphis Grizzlies it's not gonna let the Warriors get past them any easily. And they beat them multiple times this year as well, too. Yeah. So I think Warriors worst nightmare is not the Suns, it's Memphis Grizzlies. If
who's gonna guard Ja on that team?
Klay Thompson could guard Ja. You know what I mean?
Draymond a little bit.
Poole no, Draymond don't need to. Draymond got bigger issues with Jaren Jackson.
That's true.
Junior down the paint. Aaron Brooks is probably gonna guard Steph. Because he's probably one of their best perimeter defenders. That series is going to be one of the fun. It's going to be like the Brooklyn Nets Celtics series going on right now, and it could go either way. But I think one of those teams might be shocking the Suns. If the Suns can actually get through the Pelicans. After the Suns Pelicans, I can see where they really lie. And I don't know if they're going to easily beat the Mavs or, if it's Jazz, they're going to steamroll Suns and foe.
Suns and foe.
Yeah, Suns and
Hey, I'm going to a game in a couple of weeks. I will not be punching anybody in the face like that guy last year, all right?
Hey,
no Suns and foe.
Hey, that guy's he's a hero to many. A lot of people who do exactly what he did, including myself. So
listen, I'm not going to get in any fights. I'm going to be very happy. Hopefully I can see the Suns take care of Luka in a couple of games, but I don't know, man. You never know. Never know, man.
That is true. That is true.
But that is true. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
No, this looks good. I think, we got the prediction and everything right. I think I do.
Who's your team? Who's going to win the title? I need a team, an actual team.
Coming from the East. I can't predict.
That's not a team. That's a conference.
A conference. The winner will be from the East. The Knicks don't know what we're talking about. They're in Cancun.
They went fishing.
They're in Cancun, and I think Nuggets will be joining them soon. Nuggets, Hawks, Raptors are gonna be joining the Knicks soon. In Cancun, getting there right.
Yeah. All right, so I'm picking the Suns. You're picking the Eastern Conference. Okay.
Eastern Conference. Winner coming from the Eastern Conference. Could be 76ers, Celtics / Brooklyn. Yep. Those three is going to be 76ers or Brooklyn Celtics.
Yo, if the 76ers win, man, I'm going to take a lot of heat from you. I'm going to have to get mentally prepared for that.
I don't think you'd be ready. I don't think you understand.
That's all right. I'll just move on to football.
Yeah. And speaking of football, I can't wait for our next episode on Monday that we have for you guys. All right. But anyway, wonderful show tonight. I'm excited for the NBA games coming up tomorrow. Again, this is the Raw Sports Debate brought to you by Leslie and Michael Steven. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Peace out.